Can you say something? Uh-oh. Hi. All right. We're live. It is the sales group, our private sales group here on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. We're rocking and rolling with advice on how to be profitable, how to close deals, how to pitch deals, how to find the quantitative value and articulate it. Gemma Marie, welcome. Why don't you join me for a quick question? I know you got sales questions for me. Welcome, everybody. What a pleasure to have you here on our sales group. We are growing at immense speeds. Hopefully everyone got the link. And if you don't know how, just mallen@dmeltzer.com. He'll help you. Go ahead and reach out. We'll get this thing down every week, providing quantitative value. Gemma, the link. Oh, they're looking for the link. Justin. Mikey, somebody send the link. Bum, 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 bum. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome, Christina Madrigal, my dear. Hello. Did you get the link in Facebook group? Oh my gosh, I have some good news. Let's hear it. Jump in here. Somebody send her a link. There it is. Facebook user, https://forward/forward/streamyard.com/RCTIBSQXI. Jill made it.
Sorry, it takes a little minute for the link, but we're good. How are you?
I am terrific.
I have, in the morning, the sun rises in front of me, so I'm blind. And now the sun is behind me, so now I'm blinding you. So sorry.
I'm good.
I'll try to get over here.
What can I help you with?
You can help me. You always help me. I want to tell you that the 3 no-go thing worked like a charm. I sent you an email from the client. I got back a response in like under an hour, maybe under a half hour, and she renewed for 6 months. You were right. It had nothing to do with me, but you know, we don't know what we don't know, and I knew about me and COVID and whatever.
All energetic.
Yeah,
it's good.
Totally. And
what can I help this week?
No. I need a quick win.
Okay.
So we've been doing a lot of holiday gifts for the Breast Cancer Foundation, and for some of our clients want to give ebooks to their customers. One wants to give movies. So I don't know. Do you have any leads for me for any companies that need stay at home?
I want a quick win. When I want a quick win, I pump up my. When I want a quick win, I pump up the amount of asks that I have in person, on the phone, via email, media. I keep saying, you know, anyone that can help me, that's what I'm looking for before the end of the year. And I keep asking. And that's the only mechanism I know to, besides, of course, putting in the mindset that, you know, I'll do a mantra in the morning. I got a big, quick deal coming today. I'm blessed. It's done. I always say, whenever I want something, at the end of when I do my mantra, I say, it's done. 3 times. All right.
Yep.
So when they come in, you get your quick deal in 30 minutes, then you can email me that one as well.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Good.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. All right.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa. Tina.
Hello. Oh, I missed y'all yesterday.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, thank you. Y'all too. I missed y'all. And I watched the replay. Thank you.
It was a good group.
So good. Yes. Okay. So I'm not really sure what my question is for you. I guess what I'm looking for is I'm finding that I'm not doing really well with my close, or actually like closing deals. And I believe I might be blocked. There might be something going on, and I'm not entirely sure how to unblock what I don't even know what might be blocking, if that question makes sense. Can you help me?
Sure. So when we're not closing deals, it's because, number one, we're not articulating the quantitative value in the best manner. So we need, number one, practice in the mirror, on a video, to your friends, family, associates, articulating the quantitative value, so that when we get to a point, we can just say, you know, I've just articulated $100 of value. Can you give me $50? Can you see any reason you won't want to move forward? So that's the first step, is practice articulating the quantitative value. And obviously that value has to be higher than what you're asking. And then two, most importantly, which is the unconscious side of what we do, is you have to shift your energy. So I call it having 120 energy. And the practice that I want you to do is the one that I use, is when you wake up in the morning, and if you meditate or not, I don't care. You're going to spend just a couple minutes with your eyes closed when you wake up. And I want you to dream that your room is filled with bags of $100 bills. And I want you to envision yourself, every person you see, whether you know them or not, telling them, I'd like to give you $100. Will you please give me 20 back? And I want you to record, remember, recollect what that feels like to give $100 and to get $20 back, to ask for the 20. I want you to then practice while you're quantifying and articulating the quantification of your value, using that energy to ask. And so I do it. I tell a story about, I walked into a party one time, a family function, and I swear my nephew, who adores me, just looked right through me. My mom didn't even notice me. I literally turned around, went outside, did my little readjustment, re-engineering of energy. When I walked back in, my mom's head whipped around as if she felt me, right? Big smile. My nephew like ran up to me, big hug. This is pre-COVID. And it was all because I was carrying the wrong energy personally, that I didn't want to be there. I was worried that people would think, you know, my shoes were ugly or whatever was bothering me. I had to shift out of that. So practice articulating the quantification of the value and shift your energy using the Dave Meltzer 120 practice in the morning. Okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you
It'll
so
work.
much.
I guarantee it. It works.
I like the way you say guarantee like a Texan. Very good.
That's my new woman. Exactly. Cool. All right. Thank you, Christina. Mario.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
So good to be here with you guys. I think Christina's question might have partially answered mine, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm having a challenge quantifying and putting that 10-20. So I think the 10-20 is absolutely brilliant. Putting that 10-20 rule to potential customers for health and wellness solutions. It could be subjective at times for people. So I'm wondering, how do I quantify that?
Yeah. So whenever it's the most difficult thing is, number one, you got to put yourself into the mindset of what is quantifiable. So what happens is we get stuck, especially in subjective businesses where we're saving lives,
Yeah.
you know, like all these things are occurring, you know, how do
Yeah.
you put a price on that? I'll tell you how. Because you're going to start looking at time, resources, and money. And you're going to start asking questions pertaining to time, resources, and money. You're going to use the subjective value as the cherry on top, the cream on that. But when we start asking the client, okay, how much time does that take you to do? What time does that save you? What time, if that would happen, if somebody would get sick, how much time would they spend in the bed? You got to think in the context of three categories of questions: time, then resources. Okay. So resources applied to it. People, you know, cotton balls, medicines, you know, light, electricity, food. These are all resources that we pay for, and they're easy to quantify. And then, of course, the actual cost of things, money. So when I'm stuck trying to quantify an opportunity, I go down a series of questions asking about what time and how that variable works within the context of what you're doing today, what you like about it, what don't you like about it, and of course, what I'm doing that can assist with the capabilities that I have that can increase the time that you would have or decrease the time that you spend, determinative upon the quantifiable value that you're trying to articulate. Same thing with resources, same thing with money.
That makes so much sense. God bless you. That makes so much sense.
Years of dummy tax. I do this not just to help all you, it's to actually get paid back for all the stupidity that I had. So instead of saying I lost money, I just said I invested it in myself so I can help other people, not be an idiot like I was. So no problem.
Well, you've inspired this guy over here. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I really appreciate
Mario. It'll work for you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Good News is on. What's up, Good News?
Oh,
hi.
Remember last week I told you about the Broadway? Like I'm gonna make a singing gram with Gifsa. Well, guess what? Someone from Hamilton is working with me.
No way.
Like Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, someone from Hamilton, and I'm gonna try to get news coverage for it. You know. because we're helping the Broadway community.
Man, you got a Hamilton connection, and I can't even go because of COVID. I got some free tickets for Justin and I. We want some orchestra seats, huh, Justin? See Hamilton. We'll rap along with it. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, what question? Thank you, by the way. Your gifts are on TV, and they look beautiful. Everyone loved them, and we'll get you commercials done. I know the content's coming over. The TV show is amazing, and we appreciate you sponsoring it. So thank you.
It's my pleasure. So my question, I realize now that corporate people buy my gift sets. Like even Jen Gottlieb, remember Jen Gottlieb?
Yeah, she's a friend of mine.
She bought gift sets for her company. So I realized like gift sets for corporate people, and I'm planning to make a catalog for gift sets, but corporate gifting is too late now for this year. I wanted to know when's the best time to send the catalogs to clients or anyone.
Yeah, well, I would actually get included in the corporate catalogs of other companies that are manufacturing reps for corporate gifts. You'll scale much quicker, but also have your own catalog. So, but I would Google and have as your homework finding corporate gift companies that are manufacturer reps for companies like GIFSA, where they'll include it, and they already have mass distribution of the catalogs, both virtual and print. And you'll accelerate the scaling of your business exponentially.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Take care.
You got it. Take care. All good questions today. Look at this. We got some quantitative value flying through the group. Oh, David. What's up? David Melech. You know what that means, David Melech?
No, I don't.
It means King David.
Oh,
in Hebrew. Yeah, you're David Melech.
I'll take that. I appreciate that.
All right.
Awesome. So had a question. Sorry, it's a long one. So I wanted to ask you if you had so this is my personal situation, right? So if you had the goal, you were me, and you had the goal of building a successful business or a number of businesses that generates a significant amount of income, right? That eventually basically runs almost on autopilot, right? You're the decision maker, you're over the strategic direction, etc. What business would you start if you were, this is you today, what business would you start given the following characteristics? Like you have a sales, business development background, you're industry and product agnostic, right? But and I shouldn't say but, and you have 1 or 2 hours per day, plus some stuff on weekends because you have a full-time job currently. So I know that's a long question. So if you were me and you wanted to build that,
no, it's good. So what I would do is further analyze my capabilities, my capabilities, my skills, my knowledge of not only what I know, but who I know. I'd analyze that. And then my desire, meaning what I really love, right? Stuff that, I really love. And then I'd go do research on what companies, careers, or industries are doing really well right now. So I'd look at the stock market and I'd see, what are the 50 biggest stocks the last, 2020, what's doing really well. And then I'd see how my skills, my knowledge, and my desire aligns with something that I could sell or consult or do something with them. I then also, if I wanted a longer term approach, a more stable approach, I'd look and see what companies have not moved over the last 3 years, something that's just completely stable. This industry, this career, this job, this company has not moved in the last 3 years. And then I'd see once again how my capabilities, skills, knowledge, and desire are aligned with that, so I could create a stable business if that I wanted. Then I do a third analysis of, once again, how my capabilities, skills, knowledge, and desire align with what I call oversold or undersold careers, industries, jobs, businesses. So people, buy on emotion for logical reasons. So for example, gambling's an area that I was interested in because gambling got killed right at the beginning of COVID, right? And people weren't thinking, how is it gambling going to adapt to the virtual world? Quite nicely with esports, with games still going on. It was quite nice, and it's going to just blow up after COVID even farther because it'd be like the roaring 20s. So gambling got oversold. So I personally would look with my skills, knowledge, and desire into sports gambling businesses that are, I could have started at a low and get the exponential growth or investment in. So that's the way that I go about, no matter if I have part-time. Now, one other caveat for you, David, that has helped me in my career. Whenever I have a full-time job and I want to journey off into additional streams of income, the key to it is to get better at what you do, not focusing on the other side of it. Let me tell you why. If you look at what you're doing today and you can say, I'm going to get better at it, faster at it, and make more money at it, having more time and more money will only assist you in accelerating the secondary business, that the additional income that you're looking for. If you start diverting your attention from your legs, right? The legs feed the lion, your core business. What usually happens to people is that they get disenchanted and start making less money and have less time, and then they fail at both their current position and they never get an opportunity to build the second stream of income. So make sure that you get better at what you're doing today. Stay focused in on, I'm going to do this faster and double the amount of money I make as fast as I can, which would provide me more power opportunity to do a side hustle or additional revenue stream or whatever it may be. And that's what I still do today, man. When I want to expand, I just keep focusing in the power of 64 to get better at what I do today so I can have more money and more time to do whatever the heck I want. Okay?
Gotcha. So, yeah, on that last point there, what I do today, so I'm in the financial services industry, so it's very difficult to do what you're doing in a side business because you have all those things. You sign things where you can't have other clients. You can't do. So I could take what I generally do. Like, I'm good at selling. I could take that and get better at selling. But I can't say, hey, I'm gonna take all these clients and these contacts that I've gotten in my job and take them out. I can't do that. Right. Does that make sense? So it's a little bit limited.
You take the skills that you acquired to get those clients and apply it to a whole nother area.
Gotcha. Understood.
And you get more business on that side, which will give you more time and more money, especially in the financial services industry where it's an annuity and you're building your book of business. So I get you. All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, David Melech. Thank you. King of all Davids right there. David. Here we go. Jarrell, how are you?
Hey, Dave, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Thanks for joining me.
Oh, no, absolutely. So this is my first office session with you, so I'm excited. Just have a general
so
question.
far. Pretty good stuff. You learning anything?
Yeah, I went through your courses online, and then unfortunately, because of my schedule, I haven't been able to tune into this. But I like this. A lot of the previous questions kind of answered some of the questions I had. Specifically, I work in AI and ML right now. I have a service that provides these companies value in the assistance of human data labeling. It's basically like self-driving cars. They need somebody to look at a lot of data and kind of sort through that data, right? So I remember reading your book. I remember seeing that you were, this former CEO of Samsung. How do I get in touch with decision makers at companies that are in this industry?
Yeah, so being more interested than interesting and asking are the two components on getting to the people that we want. Understanding that everybody is a sponsor or a power sponsor. And so it's the same way I used to recruit athletes. I never recruited directly. I always recruited around high school coach, college coach, family member, uncle, aunt, influencer, whoever it may be, and then utilized open-ended questions with closed-ended questions to build that interest in me, as well as alignment with me to do business with me. And so I found out where people were going to different functions, what organizations they belonged to, what their key interests were, what schools they went to. And then once I gathered all that data from the spheres of influence, and then I asked them, do you know anyone that can help me? This is what I'm looking for. And then it's their idea to say, oh, you should talk to our CEO. He'd love to talk to you. And so utilizing the spheres of influence, getting alignment with what those interests are, utilizing and strategically benefiting and leveraging them into the spheres so that they, with an ask from you, a simple ask, do you know anyone that can help me? That there really is only one answer. Yeah, I do know. And this is who it is. Oh, surprise! It's the person that you were targeting.
So you're saying that trying to see who can kind of connect up there and try to connect with these people in a different sense rather than just approaching them directly.
Not up. It's not up. Like I've gone to clubs and talked to somebody's son. I've talked to wives. I've talked to friends that are business associates. People that have real influence. Like I said, spheres of influence, not the manager, going up to his boss, right? I'm talking about spheres of influence. I'm talking about being more interested than interesting, seeing what charitable causes they're involved with, seeing where they go to school, what alumni groups, all types of things. And, the greatest thing about the openness of the internet is that we can find out these spheres of influences. LinkedIn itself, a lot of times, will give us great clues on channel partners and other areas, but we want that organic, authentic introduction that is one in which we ask for, do you know anyone that can help me? And sometimes they might come up with somebody that you didn't thought of, because remember, likes attract likes. So, if somebody is a friend with somebody you think that you want to meet, they may know 4 or 5 other people in the same situation. So you're exponentially getting bigger and better with your business, but you got to be more interested than interesting, and you got to ask.
Great. Thanks a lot.
All right, Jarrell, call me anytime. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Smile. All right. We got him to smile. Manny will smile. Take off that mute, Manny. Let's make it happen. He's trying to find it. Done.
There we go. Hey, how are you doing, David?
I'm
Sorry
all
about that.
out. And we'll be right back to 2-minute drill. Hey.
All right. So my question is, I'm in a professional services industry, and I have to target like VPs of solution architecture or just CIOs. And it's really just kind of creating that buzz and getting them interested in what I'm talking about. And I read your book, and when you talk about the activation, and that's what kind of separates the haves from the have-nots, how can I get them activated? This is what I'm doing right now, is like I'll look through any kind of articles or anything that they're doing, and then I'll reference that and say, hey, I read this. I think we should connect. We're doing something similar, value prop. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So I just wanted some kind of feedback.
Some other ideas. I like the taking measurements as an activation. And this is a creative way. I know hopefully David's listening still. But one of the most clever activations that I did, the financial services business, a ton of financial planners and service people asked me for advice to mentor them, et cetera. I was blessed. This company called Inherent Clothier gave me all my new suits for the new TV show. But I told them, I said, I've used private clothiers all the time, and I always joke around, never let them take your measurements. The minute, like all those guys over the last 30 years, the minute I let them take my measurements, I'm buying shit. And I was like, I'll give you a free shirt. And I end up with a $1,200 suit or a $2,500. And I'm always like, shit, I never should have gave them my measurements, because I just opened the door for what they wanted. And every time guaranteed. So I tell people when they're looking at activating for their own business, come up with a system to take measurements. I'll give you an example of one that I did that worked really well. So everybody's fighting for people, high net wealth individuals, if you're a financial planner, right? Sell annuities, life insurance, IULs, whatever they sell you. Well, I took a different approach with my client. I said, here's what we're going to do. One of the business issues, one of the big needs of the people that you want to talk to, guys like me that have 4 children, make too much money, can never get financial aid, 2 kids in college, 1 going into college, instead of being like everyone else and giving them the whole, I care about you, I want to protect your money for life, the whole, these other sharks out there, I really care, I'm a humanitarian. Meanwhile, they're making 100% commission on selling you their shit, and they're lying through their teeth. Instead of doing that, what you want to do, I told him is, hey, let's do a seminar on how to get financial aid for affluent parents for college. Why? Because anybody that's going into that seminar, right, has a pain to do that, right? And they obviously are a good potential client for you, because if they're too rich to get us any financial aid to college, it's a perfect prospect for you. And then 2, you're providing them a service or value with the webinar, teaching them how to get financial. Guess what you do? You take their measurements in order to have and figure out how they qualify for grants and scholarships and financial aid, which is the exact same information that you need to open insurance or a stock account or whatever you're trying to do. And you're building trust and like. So the point of my story is, think about alternative ways. You've already been creative with the articles, but think about the needs of who you're trying to talk to. And, maybe there's like a big pickleball phase within the CIOs. And, I know, and then you create a pickleball club and you target, the 5 CIOs that love pickleball, and then you tell them to invite their CIO. Pretty soon, you have this unbelievable real network of business under the guise of taking measurements of pickleball. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. I'll definitely implement
Have fun
that.
with it. It's building a community of like-minded people and low-hanging fruit for yourself, and you can do it. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You're awesome, man.
Thank you at
Thank you
night,
for the big
and
smile.
thank you when I wake up.
Oh, awesome. And thank you so much. All right. The sales group is growing. We got to get more people showing up in person, but we appreciate you. I am available. We have the private group that we can network and mastermind together. Everybody knows Free Training Friday. This time's a key training Friday. If you don't get me live, make sure you watch the replay. It's lying to yourself. And I'm looking at all of you, and you are just like me. You're all liars. You're all lying to yourself sometime. Let's try to work on being honest with ourselves. I know it's hard. I hate to tell my private sales group you're all liars, especially because we're salespeople, but you're all liars. Stop lying to yourself like me. Keep on working at it. You will benefit exponentially if we can be as truthful with ourselves as we can. You'll find we end up being closer to our higher selves and our potential to others. Thank you, everybody, so much. I'll be going live tomorrow, 8 a.m. I love you all. I'm available in any circumstance for you. And remember, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great night. Thank you.